Hey, what's up, guys? Mr. Zatola here. Going to talk to you today about air masses. So, as always, we're going to want to utilize our Earth Science reference table. So, take a look at page 13. I'm just going to make myself small. So, here's the bottom of page 13, and you're going to see air masses all the way at the bottom. Okay, you'll see lowercase and capital letters, and then some information about each. So, what we're going to do today is decipher this a little better. So, let's get started. Okay, so we saw some letters, and I just want to go over those first. So we saw a lowercase c, and this stands for continental. Okay, continental air is, excuse me, continental air is dry. Okay, that's the first big thing. The next piece we saw was a little lowercase m, and that stands for maritime. Okay, what you probably have heard is a school named Maritime. All right, it's a school on the water. And when we think of maritime, we think of water and we think of wet air masses. Okay, great. Okay, the next few letters you saw were a capital T, which stands for tropical. And I'm sure you can assume tropical air is warm. Sorry about my writing. Okay, that's warm air. The next one you probably saw was P, capital P for polar. And that is cold air. Okay, and you have to remember that warm and cold things have specific characteristics. Warm things are less dense. They want to rise. Cold things are more dense. They want to descend. There is one more. There was an A there for Arctic. We don't use it that much because we never get Arctic air in our area. But Arctic air is very cold, and obviously it comes from the Arctic. So as you can tell, the air masses are very specific characteristics. So like we mentioned, we had some specifics like lowercase c, capital T, continental tropical. Okay, continental tropical is dry and warm. Okay, named for where it comes from. It comes from over the land, continental, and it is dry. And it's tropical, so it's warm. You could have probably more common. Continental polar, lowercase c, capital P. This is dry and cold, and this is, we get our air from Canada. That's continental polar. Okay, we can have MT air. This is wet and warm, and as you can imagine, we get our air, that's MT air, from the Gulf of Mexico here on the Northeast. In the Southwest, they get it from the Pacific Ocean. And finally, the last one you'll see is maritime polar. And again, maritime stands for wet, polar stands for cold. Right? So, cold and wet air. Okay. The next video I'm going to talk to you about will be how to take these air masses and determine weather fronts that come from them. We'll talk about a cold front and a warm front. So don't forget to use your reference tables. Take a look at these air masses. They're named for where they come from. So if you start over land and it's in the warm tropical area, 30 north, 30 south, that is continental tropical, warm and dry. If it starts over the water, it's always maritime. And if it's going to be in the colder areas, it's polar. And the warmer areas, it is tropical. All right, thanks, guys. We'll talk to you again.